we've talked about Jordan Bennington a decent amount on this show in the past couple of years. We definitely have talked about him a lot more since Huso left town, and it looks like the wheels have been coming off a little bit here. So what are your guys' thoughts on Bennington at the moment?
I'm gonna say right now, did you read the Berube quote already or
I did not. You can go if you have it. You
so
can go ahead.
yeah, he said it's gotta stop, it doesn't help, just play goal, stop the puck. I couldn't agree with this more, honestly. I think it's spot on. I think I get maybe some Blues fans are probably saying like, oh, like Berube is being too harsh on him, like he doesn't know what it's like to be a player, be a goalie or whatever. But I think the spot on, and the best part of that whole quote, it doesn't help, right? Like it's not helping anything. This is like a total youth hockey move, in my opinion, from Bennington. It's like you can't be this much of a hothead for that long and like every time, like you got to get it under control because it's not helping. If anything, it's probably hurting. I doubt his teammates like it. Like I'm sure they're like, dude, cool it. Like you're getting us penalties. You're just making shit worse. Um, yeah, I think Berube is spot on. I think he's got to get it under control.
I also I totally agree with everything you just said, Mac. I could not agree with this more. So two things here. One, for a player's coach like Berube to openly say this in the media and hockey culture, you guys know this by now, you don't ever criticize your own teammates. You never criticize your own goaltender. This is a big deal for a coach to do this, for him to step up and say, hey, this doesn't help. Just shut up and stay in the net and play goal. That's big. Number two, yeah, he's a goalie, so he can do all this stuff, and then there's going to be zero repercussions whatsoever. It's going to piss me off. It's sort of, I know it's very different than going back to the whole Rupp talking about Matthews not getting involved after starting a fight.
It's a little similar.
But it's similar. You come out and you give someone a forearm shiver with a glove to the mouth. What do you think?
Be ready to
they're just going to run the
about
goalie next play? It's like, no, they're going to go right after whoever they're lined up against at the faceoff.
That's a great point. And it just goes to show his teammates are probably suffering for it in more than one way. And let me revise a little bit what I said, because I think you made another good point. I think I don't know that Berube should have said this in an interview. That might not have been a good idea. But he's absolutely right. What he said is correct. I don't know if it was a good idea for the state of the team for him to say it, though, because you make a good point. You should never, ever, ever criticize your goalie, whether you're on his team as a player or you're the coach, especially if you're the coach, honestly, because that also doesn't help.